Welcome to another episode of That Crazy Triangle Guy. Now here we are looking at Ethereum on the Ethereum. What is it? It's the U.S. dollar. Ethereum versus the U.S. dollar on Binance. That's the chart we're looking at on a weekly time frame. And now Ethereum just did something, and it may give us a clue as to what's going to happen with Bitcoin and the rest of the crypto market. Now we're zoomed out. We're on the weekly time frame. Look, like I said, looking at the full history on Binance since 2016, and we have. I want you to focus on this larger parallel channel. So I've drawn this parallel channel, the points of contact here at this all-time high, here at this all-time high, and here at this low. Here also it contacts, and it almost does here, or zoomed out. So when you zoom in more, you can see that these points of, and this is interesting. Price action currently is right at the top of this all-time high. So this is all very, very interesting. This matches up with the top of this parallel channel, as does that point there, as does this point here, as does this point here pretty much, and just about catches that. And the center of this channel, amongst all these other lines, is this green dashed line here. Now that does hit various. Also, center lines are very, very important. They do hit critical active levels of support and resistance. And this is where we are at currently. And there's our green line, which we've been trading about that area, sometimes below it, but you can see it's acted as resistance here in this case. A little support and resistance there, support here, and currently we're below that line. Now, I've also drawn a bunch of other parallel channels parallel to that much larger parallel channel, and I really have to clean up this chart because some of them are overlapping one another, but they enclose price action along history of Ethereum here. Just various markers there. Now, currently, one of our parallel lines, and I've really been looking at this channel we've been trading in here. You can see the little dots. What is this channel? Why isn't it showing up here? It's the white lines with the purple center line. Okay, there's the purple center line. And we are on a weekly time frame. Maybe we should switch to a daily now. So you can see this purple center line has acted as support here in earlier in 2023. Fell through it a couple times, and so we try to find support and kind of coming down briefly through it for looks like about a week at a time here. And last time we held it as support was mid-August, and then we've fallen below it. Now, this center line is this is the bottom of the parallel channel, representing that center line. And that parallel channel hits these points here back in June of 2022. Aside from this wick down here on the 19th of June, it hits these other two, June 30th, it hits July 14th, and it hits our bottom here. That was key in January, as well as this point here. It hits a lot of points, it has a lot of contact points. The 29th of November, anyway, and then, whoops, whoa, look at that, we just moved it. We did not want to do that. Go back. All right, and it acts as support here, although it kind of pushes through a little bit. And nothing can be exact here. However, what we've done just now is where it has acted as support here. This is a trend line I'm using for the bottom. Like the major trend line that goes back decades, I say, in Bitcoin's history. Let's see where this one goes in the past. In the past, this trend line has gone right through here, through this price action. So it's acted as support and resistance there, where price action is traded about it. It marked this top right here. You can see that on one day we did hit it, one day we went through it. So this is a significant line here. You can see price action traded about it here. It had some consolidation about there. So, and we did wick to it here, to that range. Now, this is interesting because, well, you see that price action has come down a little bit through it, which is okay. And here we are back in early 2017 now. Everything else is below us. If we zoom out further, you can see right here how the daily candles closed right on this line. That's why these lines are significant. When you zoom out, this wick came right down to it. This daily candle closed right on it. So this is a significant line. This wick came right to it. Many daily candles, bodies and wicks have come to this line. Look at this price action right here. When we zoom out, it becomes a little bit clearer. There we are there. Didn't quite make it here. And you can see how we struggled with it here. Look at this. This is June, July of 2022. Okay, this is where I was talking about. The body's closed right here. 18th of June, 20th of June. And we wicked right down to it. Same here. Okay, now we're in the FTX time period, and you can see how before we started moving upwards, we closed candle bodies and wicks right to this line. Okay, I'm glad that I went on a daily time frame and we looked over the history of this line. And this is where we're currently at, bouncing off of this line. This represents the bottom of our ascending triangle. I've made this horizontal line the top of a smaller ascending triangle within this much larger ascending triangle, which has its top around the infamous 2000 resistance here. So you can see since May of 2022, we've been trading in this larger ascending triangle. And some might argue that there's also a smaller ascending triangle where we've come down and it's acted as support and resistance here in these cases. Now, a measured move from this leg, you can see these yellow arrows. Measured move from where we're at now to the top of the triangle and a breakout here would take us back up to 2000. So it'd be very conceivable to see Ethereum head up this way, break out to the top of the triangle, come back down and retest here before heading back upwards. And let's just boy, it's very, very quiet. Oh, something a little like that, possibly. What do you think? Looks good, huh? So, let's zoom in a little bit more here. I hadn't realized Ethereum came all the way down to this line. I was looking at it back here. Look at that move. It did this for a reason. I was looking at it back here. I haven't looked at Ethereum in a while. And I thought possibly, worst case scenario, it comes back down about 15.33. And that's exactly what it's done. Came down 1,000 points in the past few days down to here. And this was the reason it did it, to bounce off that line. It had to. It had to come down there. This is really, really good news. We're headed upwards from here. Let's look at the overall crypto market cap. Now I gotta clean this chart up too. It has a bunch of parallel channels, but you can see how price action trades in these channels. Look at that. Trades perfectly in those channels. And I just added this lower one. What are we? You know what? Well, I gotta clean this chart up a little bit. We should probably see a bounce here too, off of the center line of this lowest parallel channel. But if we do zoom outward more here, this is a reversal pattern. Now the last part of the shoulder is it's a very strange looking shoulder, but you do have these three portions of you have a shoulder, a head, and a shoulder. They're very funny looking, but it's a reversal pattern, and it marks our reversal from from this direction, marked by all these parallel channels, into this direction, marked by all these parallel channels. So we are currently right here and should be heading upwards this way. And then when we get to the yellow solid line here, is when we should see a much larger move up to about 550 pretty quickly. And currently, that when we get to about 370ish and break through there, we'll see some big movement. I imagine Bitcoin and everything is going to be moving here in the next few months. So hold on, guys. Just hold on. It's gonna get interesting real soon. All right, I better get out of here. Like, subscribe. See you next time, and watch the 2 previous videos too. A lot of good information there.